Okay, happy geometry people. I'm going to try to make this video because I don't know if I'll be here on Tuesday. Should be here on Tuesday, but I'm just checking. Okay, so we're going to do some inscribing. Remember, inscribing means that things are just barely touching. So like we're going to inscribe a circle inside of a triangle. It's pretty complicated. I tried to write out the steps and I'm going to show them to you. Okay, so the first thing you have to do is you have to bisect two of the angles. It doesn't matter which two, you just have to bisect two. So I'm going to bisect A and B because that's what it says. And hope that it works. All right, so I remember I make my arc like that. Doesn't matter what size. And then I make two more out here in space, hoping that they cross. And once they cross, I connect that point with A, and that should be my bisector. Now I'm going to try to bisect angle B in a similar fashion. Put my thing here, make my mark, and then go out here into the middle, make two arcs. If I'm going too fast, you can always stop the video and then catch up, okay? So there. And now I'm going to draw this angle bisector. And it just so happens that it looks like they're connecting right here. Okay? So now I'm supposed to draw, so that was this, label their point M. Now construct through M a line that's perpendicular to AB. Okay? So now I'm going to put my compass on M, and I'm going to call it like a smiley face. All right, I make my arc, and then I make two more arcs down below, here and here. Sorry if I'm covering up, here and here, but you already know how to do this. We did this last week. So I draw my perpendicular line here. Now this is D. This should be the radius of my inscribed circle. So I'm going to open my compass to that distance and hope that it looks like this when I'm done. I make no promises. Oh, wow. That turned out better than it should have. The first time I did it this morning, it didn't work. So notice it's touching only in one spot on all of those. Wow, that was pretty cool. All right, you can try another one if you want. I'm not going to do it because of time. All right, so I have not really seen this on a Regents. I've seen this to construct a regular hexagon. Or am I supposed to? I think this is the first one. Inscribe a square, okay? That's a very common thing. So when I inscribe a square, basically I'm looking to have the corners, the vertices of my square touch the circle. So it says to draw diameter. So you can draw whatever diameter you want. Okay, so I'm just going to draw this diameter like that. Okay, now it says mark its endpoints C and D. I think it's just so that I can talk about it. Oh wait, endpoints A and B. It would be nice if I read all the words. So this is A and B. Now I'm going to make the perpendicular bisector of this. So remember, I have to go more than halfway, and I'm going to put an arc above, and if you want to put the whole arc, you can. Then I'm going to come over here and do the same thing. Boom. And then I'm going to connect this with this. That's almost connected perfectly. That's the diameter. So now here is my square. I just connect because I know that the diameters of a square are perpendicular, like any rhombus. These happen to be the same. So if I do this, now I have C and D. And so that's my square. Okay? It looks like a diamond, but really if I turn my paper, then it's a square. Okay? Now, in order to make this an octagon, I need 8 sides. So what I'm going to do is bisect 2 of these angles. So I'm going to do the same thing I just did to make an octagon. this is a very plausible question for your regents. Make sure you intersect that point right there. Okay, so here's my thing, make it more than halfway. So an arc, you want to do both arcs, up above and below, up above and below, boom, there's my arc. Here is my square. Now I'm going to bisect two angles. Once I bisect this one, then it'll cross through. Then I'll need to bisect one of these two. So I'm going to bisect this one. I'm going to make my compass a little bit smaller. And I'm going to bisect this angle. Boom, boom. Here we go. Move it over here. Like this, bisect the angle. And now if I draw it all the way across the circle, I've bisected those two. Now I need to bisect one of these. It does not matter which one. I think I'm using the same size I had before. And now I'm going to do this out here. And then this over here, which is pretty messy, but I'm in a hurry, so I'm not going to clean it up. And then I'm going to draw like this across. And now to make my octagon, I just connect from here to here to here. Okay, so you can see that I'm connecting and making my octagon. Okay, so you make a square and then you bisect two of the angles and then you have an octagon. Okie dokie? All right, so you can do it down here again if you want. In essence of time, I'm not gonna do it. So now I'm gonna put in a hexagon or an equilateral triangle. This is a very popular question. Okay, so it says draw the diameter in any direction. So I'm drawing the diameter in any direction. From each of those endpoints, draw an arc whose radius is the same as the radius of the circle. So I'm gonna find the radius of my circle. And I'm gonna draw an arc like this. I wanna intersect the circle twice. So I'm gonna intersect over here. If you wanna draw the whole entire arc, you can. My thing is not moving. You don't have to. And then I'm gonna go over here and do the same thing. Draw my arc. And interestingly enough, this to this, to this, and I connect these all the way around. That gives me a perfect hexagon. It's kind of cool. So that's pretty easy to do. Make sure you practice that. And as soon as I get that done, there it is. If I want an equilateral triangle, I do the same thing, but only connect every other point. So I'm walking to get a colored pencil because I didn't bring one with me. So if I wanted an equilateral triangle, I would just connect every other point. So like here, and then here, and then here. So that's my equilateral triangle. So make your hexagon if you want, or if you need an equilateral triangle, you just connect every other point instead of every point. Okay? All right, good luck.